deep intimacy. We have done what we probably are not supposed to do as far as codes and all that kind of stuff and safety stuff, but I've taken the end off of the extension cord so that we have the wires exposed. Okay? In other words, you're going to hold on to these like that, black, white, and you want to make sure your fingers are touching because we want a good conduction to be here. Okay? All right, you got them in your hand there. Perfect. Now I need somebody else to come up here, someone who can do a very simple job. You can do a very simple job. Okay, this is like the most simple thing you will have to do all day long. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to have a seat right here. And I want you to pick up that extension cord. Now, just the very end of it. Now, are you familiar with what this right here is? You familiar with what this is? It's called a plug. Right, it's called a plug. Now, it's gotten a little bit. Somebody straighten this back out. Now, this is just a plug. I mean, it's made of metal, it's made of plastic, but it's just a plug. That's all it is. It's just a plug. Now, that hole right there in the wall, you'll notice, has a fitting that slides into real easily. It's like it was made for it. Like that hole right there was made for this thing right here, this plug. And what I want you to do is just stick it right in there, because all you're going to do is just plug that in. There's really nothing to it. I mean, it's no big deal. It's just a plug. Go ahead. Now, would you, on three, ready? 1, 2, yeah, plug it in. Yeah, plug it in. 1, 2, now put it in the right way. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, great. Now, you can unplug it now. Okay. Now, I noticed a reaction from you just now. You kind of yelled and you're rubbing your hands like, what's the problem here?
That hurt.
Okay. You mean there was some damage that just happened. That hurt. Okay, well, let me get you to do this one more time for me. You hold both of us like that, okay? Just one and the other, and hold on to it nice and tight, okay? Just like you did. Great. Don't move. Come back over here a minute, okay? Now again, it's just a plug. I mean, that's right. You see that? That's all it is. Would you stick it right in there again, please? Thank you. Okay. Now I see you laughing, and what are you laughing for?
It's funny.
It's funny. That's funny. Like what's happening is funny. Okay.
Not that he's in pain.
Oh, it's not funny that he's in pain, but you agree.
It's funny his reaction.
The reaction's funny. I'm wondering if you're making a connection between what's happening here, and it's just a plug, and the pain he's feeling down there. Do you see like the two have something to do with each other? Yes, you do. Do you see that the two have something to do with each other?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to do that again?
No.
Okay. Okay. You guys can both go back and have a seat. Thank you. Let's give them a hand, especially give them a hand. Very good. Now, again, I'm not asking for a show of hands, but I'm guessing that some of you have either thought yourself or have been told or heard people say, it's just sex. There's nothing to it. It's just sex. God's vision says it's not just sex. That there's a lot more happening than, oh, it's just sex. Just like we saw over here. Hey, when that got plugged in, there was a reaction down here. If you look on his face, there's still a reaction down here. God's vision says that sex involves deep intimacy. Now, guys, stay with me here because you don't want to miss this. There is a lot more going on when somebody is engaged in sexual behavior. There's much more going on than just the sexual behavior. Like, there's much more going on than just plugging this into a hole. When that happens, what's going on that we don't see? What happens when this gets plugged in to there that we don't see? Yes, there is electricity. There is power. There is a lot of power if you're holding on to the other end. In other words, there's something happening that we don't see happening. 1 Corinthians chapter 6. Do you not know that your bodies are members of Christ himself? Shall I then take the members of Christ and unite them with a prostitute? Never. Do you not know that he who unites himself with a prostitute is one with her in body? For it is said, the two will become one flesh. But he who unites himself with the Lord is one with him in spirit. You see what he's saying? It's not just a physical act. Don't go out and visit a prostitute, because it's not just a physical thing that's happening with your body. There's something spiritual that's happening. And when you do that, you're violating this commitment between you and God. In other words, it's more than a physical thing. There's a spiritual thing that's happening. And we don't see it because we don't see the spiritual, just like we don't see the electricity running through the cord here. But it's there. God's vision for sex says there is a deep level of intimacy. There's more going on than meets the eye. It's more than just a physical thing.